Greetings, kindred spirits, and welcome to all the new subscribers to my channel. I would like to thank you for your support and interest in 13 Star Sign Astrology. Anyway, so how are you all doing? Because honestly, for me, it has been a roller coaster emotionally, but also very productive in other ways. I'd really be interested to hear your comments, so please do share your experiences so far below in the comments section. So we have a full moon that reaches its peak in Taurus on the 23rd of November at 5:39 a.m. in the GMT time zone and at 12:39 a.m. in the EDT time zone. The moon in Taurus is actually a great placement for getting our domestic and financial affairs in order. It is also a good placement for completing any snagging lists that have been left to a later date. And this will be more relevant now that Mercury is in full swing of his retrograde mode, as Mercury retrograde is all about tying up loose ends. The moon in Taurus can also slow down the pace a bit, especially if this month has been full on for you so far. This moon is very sensual in nature, but can also be quite self-indulgent and lazy. So more often than not, he will need a good kick to get moving, but once up and running, will not stop until the end result is achieved. In a negative sense, the moon in Taurus finds it extremely difficult to break bad habits, and can get stuck in certain ideas, morals and expectations. And for some, these will be an issue that arise this full moon. Although the aspects are offering some fantastic opportunities towards healing, enlightenment and union, both on an inner and outer level. Our moon will also be in conjunction to the asteroid Juno, who will be at 0 degrees, whilst our moon will be at 7 degrees. And this suggests that relationships will be a major theme this full moon, especially here in the GMT time zone, where the full moon takes place in the 7th house of relationships. In the EDT time zone, the full moon takes place in the 10th house of Ophiuchus, which suggests that there will be a division or a compromise between the spiritual and the material, or the masculine and the feminine. But either way, it will be regarding our values and our needs. But on the whole, it will be to do with our relationships, or a decision regarding the future security within our relationships. The moon in conjunction to Juno shows a great need for emotional warmth and a peaceful environment. Equality in relationships will be important at this time too, especially when it comes to the emotional bonds we have within them. Our full moon and Juno will both be in sextile to the North Node, who is also at 0 degrees, as well as Juno being at 0 degrees and our full moon at 7 degrees. I had to laugh when I realised that these placements of Juno, the goddess of marriage and commitment, at 0 degrees, the North Node, who represents our destiny, at 0 degrees, and the moon, who represents our emotions and spirituality, at 7 degrees, creates a 007 frequency. I also consider this 007 frequency to be quite masculine. So I also feel that a lot of our divine masculines are now ready to push forward on their destined path and start their life's mission. So that's really good news. So this definitely suggests to me that the gateway for mission work and sacred union is wide open for those of us that have put in the work towards self-healing, self-love and self-sufficiency, and are already connected to or in recognition of their life's mission, their destined path. This gateway has been opening since the beginning of November, and the 11-11-11 was quite a powerful frequency, and obviously when the gate opened. But the 22nd will actually be a 44 Master Day, in which will also be an important day for connections, unions, mission work, and creating a solid foundation, especially for our children and our children's children. So numerologically, we have had some very important master numbers on certain days, and there are still more to come, running through to the end of November. But if you would like to know more about these master days, then please do visit my Facebook page, Rastar 13 Star Sign Astrology, where Catherine Kinney from Cosmic Numerology and myself did a live transmission and collaborated on these days from both an astrological and numerological perspective. So please do listen to that if you haven't already. The link to my Facebook page is below in the description box. These aspects of the Moon, Juno and North Node are bringing in some great opportunities for some who are restricted on their path to gain the strength and clarity to meet their emotional needs, or their own emotional needs, or reach a realization that there is more to life than just material stability. Especially for those that are in a loveless relationship that is based solely on financial security or codependency, or those who have made their work their top priority and have left little room for a social life or romance. If this is the case and you resonate with this, then these aspects can help you break free from restricted thinking patterns and old habits that do not serve your highest and best. These aspects are actually a blessing and gives great opportunities for some to heal some very deep relationship wounds that have prevented them from reaching that important place within of self-trust and self-love. And this is especially relevant since Chiron the Wounded Healer is also in sextile to our Moon and Juno. Actually, this area of the chart shows that a lot of progress can be made through these opportunities and where we can achieve a balanced heart and mind, which is needed to reach a full merge and union of our divine feminine and divine masculine energies within. Mars is also at 7 degrees in Aquarius and in square to our Moon and in sextile to the retrograde Uranus, who is also at 0 degrees. Mars is considered to be a masculine energy astrologically, and it feels quite relevant that he is at 7 degrees and that Uranus is at 0 degrees in Aries, and Mars is actually the ruling planet of Aries. This is really amazing because Uranus represents sudden changes and the unexpected, which confirms to me that there has been a lot of divine intervention with regards to our divine masculines. The thing we must beware of with these particular aspects is being too independent for our own good. Some of us could be using certain props to mask the loneliness and unhappiness that we are feeling deep inside, where our ego and our pride are preventing us from reaching out to others for support and guidance. Yes, we do need to work on our own self-healing and achieve an independent outlook. But we also have to realise that no one is an island, and being open to receiving is just as important as being open to giving. The square aspect between the Moon and Mars suggests that problems could arise in domestic situations, which could lead us into suffering poor health. Suppressed anger or frustration are the likely cause. It is very important for those that resonate with this aspect to find a way to release all this pent-up anger or frustration into something that requires a lot of physical energy, or else you may just find yourself exploding or imploding. There could also be issues with the stomach due to these suppressed emotions, so watch out for that. Our Moon and Juno are also in opposition to retrograde Mercury, the Sun and Jupiter, and all are in squares to Mars. So Mars is under a lot of pressure at the moment, and this is also a warning for us to stay within our integrity, as unfulfilled promises could lead to uncomfortable dramas, or we could be led astray by false promises. Whatever the case, things may not be what we were led to believe. These aspects also suggest that there are bad habits and negative cycles that need to be broken and healed. We all deserve love and support. We all deserve peace of mind and happiness. We just need to find that place within, that place that is all-knowing, that place that is connected to the divine, the creator of our universe. We must nourish our soul's growth and become a living example of authenticity, transparency, and of equal respect. But this doesn't mean that we need to be a pushover. We should develop healthy boundaries towards those who are needy or manipulative due to their own insecurities and issues. But at the same time, we must hold on to our compassion, our empathy, and maintain a non-judgmental attitude. The Black Moon Lilith is in Sagittarius this full moon, and is in conjunction to both Pluto and Vesta, and the South Node. In Sagittarius, the Black Moon is extremely distrusting and suspicious, and in conjunction to Pluto, her spouse, Vesta, the goddess of the sacred fire, and the South Node, our comfort zone, shows that many are looking for that ultimate truth outside of themselves that doesn't really exist. The truth lies within, and Vesta, the goddess of the sacred fire, is teaming up with the Black Moon Lilith to help us find that inner strength and that inner knowing. We must overcome our fears and our ego problems because, we need to put our faith in the divine. That is what the Black Moon Lilith is here to teach us. We still have an ongoing grand aspect, or actually two grand aspects, which is the kite and the grand cross. The kite is still working towards pushing us out of our comfort zones and to trust our own intuition, our spirituality, and to connect to our inner wisdom. So for those who are starting out on their healing teaching path, this is an important time and a good time for you to start to share your knowledge or experiences with others, but not in the respect of enforcing your ideas or opinions on those around you that are not ready to take on board what you have to say. But it's a good time to write blogs, articles, or do live presentations, to reach out publicly to the masses that are in search for guidance and would resonate with your own journey or knowledge. Events both in our personal lives and as a collective will force many to come to terms with their true identity or reach a realization of some kind. The frequencies coming in are of a high vibration and will cut through the shackles of illusion and confusion. So be aware of that. Another thing to be aware of, especially in this month of divine intervention, is that the brighter our light becomes is the larger that the shadow will grow. So we must keep our wits about us and not necessarily be secretive, but to know what to reveal and what not to. We may be tested under these energies and must not make any decisions in haste. So for this full moon and the next 2 weeks, I suggest grounding techniques and meditation. Also breathing techniques and walks in nature. This is a time where a significant soul cleansing is taking place and where major transformations globally and within are preparing us for the next stage of our Earth's journey. We must stay as grounded as possible, eat good food, and not be in resistance to breaking self-destructive habits. I suggest that we burn a white or blue or purple candle, or all three, for purity, spiritual clarity and wisdom. I also recommend that we sage cleanse our homes and or burn frankincense and myrrh incense. This will cleanse any negative or stagnant energy and bring in spiritual warmth. We can raise our vibration through sound and crystal therapies, so chanting, praying, singing, or even dancing will create a strong energy that as a collective will raise the vibration of our Mother Earth. And for those that work in groups as a collective globally, will have a powerful impact on the Earth, especially on the 22nd, the Master 44 Day, and the 23rd of November, which is at the full moon. But it'll also be beneficial throughout the rest of this month too. So once again, I would like to thank you all for your love and support. And I want you all to know that I really do appreciate you. And please do feel free to email me if you have any questions regarding 13 Star Sign Astrology. And as always, I do like to ask you to please like, subscribe and share. I'm wishing you all peace and much love.